Hi, this is Grandmama Honey here, and I wanted to talk a bit about why I am doing Grandma Honey story time. And it goes back to when my kids were little and we were homeschooling. Part of our program was to read books every day, many books, kind of a wide variety of the types of books that we were reading. And we did that every day as part of our homeschooling. And because it was important enough that I felt that it was going to not only help unlock phonetics for them, but also because I wanted them to have a love for reading. And I felt passionately that that was one thing I could really successfully do, was read to them to help give them a lifelong love of learning. And then after our kids got older, I believe it was like in high school before college, I took on an extra job reading to a blind man for several years. I had great honor of reading to him, and that went on for several years before he passed on. And then time went on and our kids got married and they began to have families of their own. And I wanted our grandchildren to be able to be successful readers and to have that connection between us. So I very early on began to read to them as they came along, each of them, and did what I could to help their parents, to help them to unlock phonetics and just to give them that love for reading and learning. And then we moved out of state and moved away from our families, which was a decision that was hard. We felt led to do it. And one of the ways that I felt like I could stay connected to the grandchildren was recording these videos of reading their favorite books to them. And so for some time, I've been recording these videos, and my husband, it was his idea to begin to think about sharing them with other people. And at first I wasn't very in favor of it because I am kind of private. But when a passion comes up in your heart that's bigger than you, that's my kitty, then you overlook some things. You get out of yourself to think about the greater cause. And that's really what this Grandma Honey's story time came out of. By the way, my grandchildren named me Honey. So that's where Grandma Honey's story time came from. And I want to talk a little bit about why I would step out of my private life to do this. I want to be able to offer a way for children to feel connected, to have a sense of belonging, to feel cherished and loved and believed in. And that can develop through story time. I want to be able to provide a safe and a wholesome environment on the YouTube, where they're not just being entertained, but they're being nourished. And probably sometimes being visited by the kitty. And then I also want to provide stories that build positive, powerful, life-building character. I want them to get principles that are going to remain with them for their entire lives. So we're going to start with this set, but this is not obviously going to be the entirety of everything that we explore. But I definitely want to choose books that I feel have some character building principles for the most part. I believe in character building. I believe those principles stay. They're nested inside of us when we're young, but they stay with us for our entire lives. So it is my privilege and my honor to come to you as often as I can and share these stories with your children. Thank you very much for the honor of entrusting your children to my time with them. And may it be fruitful for their entire lives. Bye-bye. Grandma Honey saying, be blessed.